Okay, guys, here is our video based on this poll about like a training on PicMonkey with editing images. Basically, these are the things that you wanted to know, and we're going to start with creating a logo and finding images not copyrighted for it because it involves a lot of this other stuff, okay? So let me see just real quick if there were any comments on here. Oh, look, I'm hesitant to say a date, yeah, because I stink, but anyway. All right, so PicMonkey is my choice. I do pay $2.99 a month for it. Kylie and I share an account, so you're totally down. Like you can share an account with someone, and we just like split it for tax write-off purposes. But it's got a lot of great features. I'm not going to be able to tell you which features I pay for and which features would have been free because it doesn't tell me on here, and I don't remember. But I will say that it's a great tax write-off, and I definitely get my bang for my buck. But if you just absolutely don't want to have to pay for anything, then try to just adapt what I'm telling you as much as you can to the free version, or just maybe simply learning it will be enough for being able to use it with other free platforms or something. So, okay, so let's get started with creating a logo. So all I've done here, let's say we're at the main PicMonkey screen, which I guess I'll just close out of this so you could see, like right when you go to PicMonkey, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to go up to design and blank canvas. And then these are all like different. So if you're looking for, let's say you're trying to make a Tumblr profile pic, like it tells you right there. Or if you're doing, YouTube or Etsy, like Instagram landscapes, like it's all kinds of, they actually give you the template. A YouTube thumbnail, that's huge because I like to make thumbnails for my YouTube videos, and that'll be like the perfect size for you to edit that, okay? So whatever, we're just gonna go ahead and use the YouTube thumbnail one just because it's got a good size for what we're trying to do with the logo. Now, the first thing that you wanna do, this is the basic edits section, this little toggle-y guy right here. You go to canvas color, and you're gonna wanna remember that you can make it a transparent canvas by doing that and then hitting apply. I'm not gonna do it quite yet because sometimes it kind of throws me off when I'm trying to design, but at the end we should be able to go ahead and do that. And that's what's gonna make it a logo that you can put onto other things. For some reason, unicorns are just in my head today, so I went ahead and I Googled unicorn PNG free. Now, the PNG part is what makes it with this checkered background where it's actually not going to leave a background so that you can overlay it onto images, okay? Now, that's what PNG stands for. Adding the free part means that it's going to be an image that you can just go ahead and use. Free icons, PNG, unicorn silhouette clip art, whatever. You're not going to get in trouble if you use this image. So I already right-clicked on it and clicked Save Image to Download, so it's in my downloads already. So we're gonna come back to our PicMonkey, and let's say we want to just go ahead and add that unicorn to our image. So we're gonna go to this butterfly, which is for overlays. Now they have a ton of categories of clip art for you to go ahead and put. So for example, if you're making something baby themed, there's cute things that you can put, whatever. For the purposes of what we're doing, we're gonna come up here to add your own, and go to my computer, and boom, there's my unicorn. So you double click it to bring it on, and there it is. Now, that's on our image, and again, let's test this over here in the basic edits, canvas color, transparent canvas. That makes our already transparent unicorn even more transparent because it's on this big canvas, right? But I'm gonna cancel it for now. Now, this TT is text. So let's say you don't like any of these texts, so you want to download your own. Now I use font for most of my fonts that I download. And let me see if it's actually, okay, it's loading. There's like a bar on my end that shows like what we're doing with the Zoom, so, or with the recording, so that's why I can't see it unless I move it down. I'm so impatient, look at me. Come on, font. Okay, so here's font, and with this, we have different categories that you can go through depending on what you're looking for. And here's some random fonts that are just on the front. Essentially what you do is when you click this download button, it's going to put a folder in your downloads. And just for the sake of me not wanting them to go too slow for you watching this, I already downloaded 2. So I downloaded Lovely Day. And when you go to click on it, you'll see Lovely Day, personal use, and this .ttf. This is the actual font file. This other stuff that's in this folder is what the person who designed it put in here with her font. Now, technically, these are for personal use, and you pay for fonts that you use for commercial use, but it really just depends on the scale with which you're working with your business. If you're making a team logo, like, let's be honest, you guys, that's pretty much personal use. It's your team. It's not an official entity. You're not ever allowed to make t-shirts and sell them for money with your team logo on them. You can make them and sell them for money to the exact amount that you paid, but you can't make a profit off of it. So that's why in this case, like, it's okay that it's personal use, because you're not allowed to make a profit off your team in any way anyway. So once you see that, you double click the TTTF or whatever, and you click install font, which I've already done. And usually, I'm just going to go ahead and do it again to show you, this pop-up is going to happen. And I like to live on the edge, so I just click it and hit install checked anyway. And once you do that, it's going to pop up with this. And these are the fonts that I've personally downloaded, okay? Sometimes you have to keep doing that same routine with the double clicking on this, click OK over here, blah, 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 a million times before it actually pops up. For example, watch when we try to do Sweet Hipster. This .ttf is the one. Double click it, install font, click that, install checked. Oh, look, it didn't pop up in my folder. No font selected. Okay, let's try it again. Install font. Say okay here. Install checked. So without going on and on, it took me like 6 times of going through that little routine for Lovely Day to actually pop up. So that's why I did it before I did the recording, just because of that. So that's how we do it. Now that it's in your computer, sorry, I actually forgot that I don't have to do it for you this time, but don't do anything in the photo editor until you download your font. Otherwise, you do have to close out of PicMonkey for your font to show up in the text section. If that was the case, that's what the hub is good for with PicMonkey. So let's say we're like, oh crap, I've already done all this work on my image and now I have to close out of it because I downloaded a font I want to use. Well, we hit save. Okay, and what this is doing is not saving it to our computer, it's saving it to our hub. So we're gonna put unicorn and hit save. Do, 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 do. So what your hub is all of your images in one place that you can continuously re-edit. So they're not like fixed. It's not like another way to save your image on your computer where it's like you can't really mess with it and add on to it after that. It's actually like a location for you to store images so you can continue to work on them. So if you're working on an image and you have to go take the kids to school and it's already taken you 20 minutes to get as far as you've gotten, save it to the hub so that nothing happens to it. See how save to the hub bub? Now, if you were to go to your hub and hit open new hub, there's my unicorn in progress. And if I open that, I would still be able to move that unicorn around. It wouldn't be like a stagnant thing. So these are all things that Kylie and I have made and put in our shared hub that we can each use. So like, for example, that Posh Pirates thing that I do, every month with you guys, that's in the hub so that I can just open it, change December to whatever month it is, 2018 to the year, change the sales, change that. But all I'm doing is editing the numbers. I'm not messing with the fonts and the backgrounds and then this and the that because it's in the hub. So, and then for example, if, Kylie made this thing right here and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the perfect YouTube channel art thing. I can open this file and put Pamper with Jess instead of Posh Me Kylie and put my tagline and put my pictures and boom, I could totally just share that image with her. That's what we like to do back and forth. So a lot of our stuff is really similar. For example, here's the February customer rewards that we do. there's mine and there's hers. We like to share stuff. So if you've got a buddy that you want to split the cost of whatchamacallit with, you can. Word of caution, us premiers up here we pay $100 for the entire year to have an unlimited hub. Because since we are working together, we eventually grew out of the smaller hub, but I wouldn't do that to start with, just do the smaller hub at first, you know, but now we can keep anything because it's unlimited. All right. So that's our hub. Okay. So back to our image. Now that if we had closed out of this because of our text, you know, then from the beginning you would have gone to, you know, open it from my hub so you can get back to your unicorn, right? But since I did that before I started recording, here's my font. So you click on the font and click add text. And let's say our team is called the Magical Poshers. I don't know if I'm stealing someone's team name right now because I know that there are unicorns like Posh teams, but so we want it all to be on one line, and I always center it because I use this little box down here. And you toggle it to off and then back on if it's already on for alignment. And then boom, look at that. I can make it right in the middle of my image. Okay. So now I'm going to expand it like a logo would be, right? And then move it again so that it's in the middle. Let's take that down just a tad. All right, so now it's in the middle of my image. And to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of looking at this and thinking like, wow, I really want the text to stand more apart from the unicorn. So there's a couple of things that I'm gonna do to edit this. I'm going to take my unicorn, and this is our overlay adjuster, and I'm kind of gonna fade my unicorn down just a little bit, okay? Just kind of making that color not so crazy with the thing. Next, I am going to click on my word, and here's our editor for that. And there are effects that you can do. So for me, you know, I mean, you could always curve it and make it like an arc. That's how you do that, in case you were wondering, okay? And then you can change the curvature like this, making it, you know, this way or that way or whatever. Or you can, let's bring it back to regular, change the style. Oh, and this is also how you do a circle too, which could be really cool. Obviously, it would make that smaller depending on what the word is and what the font is. There's a lot of cool things you can do with a circle. Under style, I like to use drop shadow. Now that's a really like thick drop shadow, and it doesn't always come out very clear. So I always put my distance down to 1. And then if you want, you can even change the color of the drop shadow. So you see how that's like this maroonish color in the background. Or if you want to leave the drop shadow itself black and then come back over here to options and change your text to something else, you see how the drop shadow is pink. I mean, sorry, the drop shadow is black and the text is this other color. So I kind of like wipes. Yeah, they're over on the coffee table. Sorry, guys. I kind of like it, you know, just for fun right now. I kind of like it like this. Okay, like that's kind of a cute deal. Now, one word of caution. If you are making this, go away, alignment. If you are making this for the purposes of putting on a t-shirt, you're going to want to use as few colors as possible, okay? So at that point, you're going to want to make your text black, and, you know, you definitely want the unicorn that's all one color, as opposed to, like, if we go back to where we were looking at unicorns, if you pick one of these magical, mystical unicorns with a million different hues, you're going to pay so much money for the printing of that. Like, even how this pink fades into like a darker pink, it's so expensive to do that many hues on a shirt. So just keep that in mind. Maybe what you can do is have like a version for a t-shirt like that has this guy, and then like a version just for sharing on Facebook that's like super extra, you know? So just keep that in mind as you're creating things. And that way, if it's saved into your hub, you can later open this image back up, click on that overlay, double click it, and go replace from my computer and select a different unicorn that you may have already saved, okay? So that's just like a note. Now, so here we are with our magical poshers, okay? That's looking cute. Then let's say we want to add a tagline. for our team, spread a little glitter wherever you go. That's going to be our tagline for our team. You want to put it all on one line. Come on, come on, come on. And then I like to center it, like I mentioned, for the purposes of my grids. And I think I'm just going to kind of stick it right here. I don't know. I'm just kind of messing around right now, like showing you all the different things. So you see that these are like multiple text boxes with multiple fonts. If you're going to have a, if you're going to have kind of a scripted font for this part, then maybe do a text for this part, and you can change that to say whatever you want. But let's get a little bit, you know, towards what if this is a personal logo. Okay, so let's make this our website. Okay, and then again, you can mess with adding the drop shadow to make it stand out more. And then my name is really complicated when you see it written out in script. So here's what I personally do to get around that. Okay, babe, go ask Gigi because I'm recording something for my team, okay? This is what I do just to kind of like avoid the whole not being able to read Masteracos when it's in script. I put my first name in a script, right? And then I'm going to get a whole new text box with this champagne and limousines. And I'm going to do Masteracos. And again, just for the purposes of alignment, I like to center it. And we're going to make it, bigger just to show that it's, you know, my name, whatever. And then, oh, hey, I didn't mean to grab you. Come back where I had you. I keep grabbing the wrong thing. I want you. Nope, that's still Masteracos. A little hint, if you've got this situation, really try to just hit it on the letters. Never works when I want it to. Whatever. That's what I was trying to pick apart. Okay. So if I had that there, I could even, I mean, not that I would want to, but do you see, I want to show you guys how this works. Do you see how Masteracos is on top of Jess? I could select Jess and bring to front, and then it just covers Masteracos. Or if I liked it better with Masteracos inside of Jess, or instead of Jess being up at the front, I can right click and say bring to front. And then that's the other thing too, like if you accidentally, let's say you did all this text stuff first and then you decided you wanted a unicorn in the background, right click and you can do bring to, like let's say you added it and you're like, oh crap, it's in front of my letters. Then you right click and do send to back. And then your letters will pop out in front of it, okay? So there's that. Let's move Pamper with Jess there, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you mess around with your logo a bit and you can decide where you want to put things. I kind of like the idea of making Jess just gigantic and then Master, whatever. I'm just playing around to kind of show you. Let me think of what else I can let you guys see with this. So we've got our logo kind of in progress here. Again, when you're ready to do transparent canvas, you can just do that and then boom, there it is. Now remember, I faded that unicorn a little bit, so it kind of, you can see the transparent behind it. So keep that in mind, whatever you put that on, it's gonna be a little transparent, just like the background is. So if you see that and you're like, oh crap, I don't want that, you can hit cancel on that, come here, select your unicorn, which by the way, we're gonna make big, massive unicorn. Come back over here and you can easily take that fade away and make it dark again, okay? And now when you come up here to canvas color and transparent canvas, now you see your unicorn is not transparent. I think that that is good enough for the logo, because really all you're doing is downloading whatever font you want. I definitely wanted to show you that you're able to separate your first name and your last name onto 2 different text boxes with different fonts and colors and whatever. I wanted to show you how to do that background of the drop shadow to make your text pop, and how to make the whole thing transparent. So that's essentially all you really need to know with making your own logo. So now let's move on, and we're just gonna start a whole new project. I wanna show you how to get a background. Let's see, that's what it said, right? Product cutouts. We already did downloading fonts, adding your website to an image. Let's be honest, that's literally just, well, I'll show you. Okay. Let's say the image is on your computer, and I had just given it to you in the Pirates, and I said add your own image to it. So you're gonna select computer and open image. You're gonna go over to text. You're gonna pick whatever text you want, add text, www.pamperwithjess.com, then make it all one deal, center, and then you wanna use your guidelines so that you can put it in the center. You can make it bigger. You can come over here and change the font. You can go to effects and give it a drop shadow. Again, I like to reduce the amount of drop shadow to 1. Boom, your image is on that picture. Let's get out of here and look at how you're going to take the background off of images. Yeah, product cutouts. And then I think that's it. That's the last thing we're working on. So I'm going to close the font. Okay, so let's see what, I'm sure I have some in my computer. Well, actually, let's use our new one. Oh God, people are coming in here, so hopefully it doesn't get too loud. Just so you guys know, I'm recording something on here, so don't talk too much, okay?
What?
I'm recording, just so you know. Okay, so first thing you want to do is not what I just did because I was super distracted. Close out of that. Okay, first thing you want to do is design, grab a blank canvas. Just going to grab this rectangular, gosh, that's a really tiny one. Design, blank canvas. Let's do a Google cover. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go over here to overlays. We're going to go over here to overlays like we were before. Remember when I was showing you that they have their own stuff, or you can add your own. So we are going to go to my computer and add that product image. And this was literally saved from the Posh website because it has that white background, okay? So boom, done. Now, hello, if you wanted to, you could stick this bad boy over in the corner. It's all this big thing, and you could make this awesome image right here with all of this information. And as long as you're using a white background, you don't have to do anything more to the image. I'm just going to get up and walk real quick. You can't tell that I'm walking, but I'm walking away from the talking people. Probably not, you probably couldn't even hear them, but they were distracting me because that's how I am. Okay, so now that's how I do a lot of my images. As long as I have a white background to begin with, then boom, put that on there and you're good to go as an overlay onto a bigger blank canvas. Now, what would happen if we wanted to change the canvas color? We've got that white box, right? So for the purposes of putting it onto a different, that's just not working for me color-wise, but whatever. For the purposes of not wanting to put it onto of actually wanting to put it onto a different color canvas, you need to know how to get rid of that white part, right? So let's just apply the blue canvas for now, and we're gonna click on our overlay, and this eraser right here will actually allow you to remove the background, okay? So what I like to do just for ease is I make the eraser hardness 100 and the eraser size 100, and I'm just like cutting out the big parts because obviously we can get down to business with those finer areas. It can be tedious, and especially like if you're image, or like this bottle is kind of like weirdly shaped or whatever. It's kind of tedious. So I'm basically going to show you 2 ways to be able to do this. But if you're already going to be editing an image with PicMonkey, sometimes it's easy to just do this right here in PicMonkey. And you can see I'm just going to kind of get as much of it as I can. Super entertaining to watch, right? And then you can just kind of get up real close to it. Oh, that kind of probably went too far, but I mean, it doesn't always have to be perfect either, depending on what you're doing, you know? And you just keep going around, and then as you want to fine tune it, you use a smaller and smaller eraser size just to kind of get those like smaller areas. And like, I don't have a very steady hand, so doing this whole like dragging thing doesn't always work out well for me, but I mean, it is a method that you can use, and if you have a steady hand, then cool. So there's that. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is if we're going to go to, and then mind you, once you've done all of that, if you wanted to take this canvas and make it a transparent canvas so that you can put it onto other things, you see how since I've already erased so much of that overlay, that made you a transparent image. And then you can go ahead and apply that, crop it, and then if you want to go ahead and stick this on something else that like a Posh stock graphic or whatever, you would just do this to it, make it small because you might as well, and then save it either to your hub by clicking here, or export it to your computer by doing that. Apply crop that I just did. So that makes it that small image right there. Pretend it's perfectly cut out. And then you see how it's saving it as a PNG to your computer. So now you can open it and put it on whatever image you want, okay? So that's kind of like the long view of doing it with PicMonkey, but there's also, don't forget that there's websites like, if you Google background burner, remove image backgrounds free and fast. And then you see how that, they basically do it for you. It's just kind of like, so here's our product. Sometimes if I'm just already working in PicMonkey, then I'll just do that. But like, then there's also this. And it's not always this easy because when you think about it, they're doing it from a blank, like a white background. Whereas like if you're trying to do it like someone's face and cut out the picture, like it's not always that easy. So let's select this one. Oh, nope, that. So it kind of, do you see how it's not perfect either because they basically took the lid off the product, which actually isn't a bad thing because we can for sure see that it's a spray, but, and then they give you the option to, okay, or they don't, go away. What's happening here? Oh, great. Well, you log in order to save that background burned image, which really isn't that big of a deal. And then you download it and you can go paste it on whatever you want. So just keep in mind that the kind of concept is burning off the background, right? So you can make an image. You can Google how to make an image transparent, and there's websites just like this where you upload the image and they take off the background. It's not always perfect, but neither is the other method that I was showing you, doing it like this, but it's whatever. A lot of times I will like to do that with a photo. So like I'm going to go to my hub. Don't save. Let's see. Where have we done this before? Kylie does it super cute with her pictures. Okay, so like here. Essentially what she did with this picture was she made, and it changed the fonts because I don't have a lot of these fonts downloaded that she has, but she made this like thank you, or actually, is that mine? Yeah, that's the one that I made. And then she put her Posh be Kylie, and then she actually has an image that she cut out and she spent time like cutting out of herself. And that's so cute. Like this is a great way to personalize something. And that heart, FYI, this heart is just one of the overlays that they have over here. So if you click overlay and go to hearts, you see these ugly things. So let's say you were to put that there. You can go to color 2, which is the center part, and make it transparent if you want, or just white, I guess. You know, obviously that would not be a transparent white, so it just depends on what you're putting it on. And then you can take this outline color and change it to whatever you want, and then tilt it to the side a little bit, and boom, it's like love so-and-so. So there's that. And then you don't have to worry too, because I opened this from the hub. Delete, dumb thingy. She doesn't want this heart on her thing. When you're messing around in the hub and then you just close it, like it's still going to be in the hub. Like don't save what I just did because it's already in the hub as she had it. But yeah, that's how we're able to pass things back and forth. So I definitely recommend getting with someone for that. So anyway, in response to this video, let me know if you have any questions. But I literally made all of these pictures essentially by describing to you guys what, like I made these for my party or whatever, and Kylie made these ones, the spring ones. She just burned the background off of, or actually I don't think she really had to, because it's the pictures from the catalog or pictures from the website. So it was like already on a white image, and she just put the words on there, and like the arrows were in the overlay section with the clip art. We took these butterflies that are on there from the catalog itself, because that's like the decor, as well as these flowers that are on here. We just literally screenshotted the catalog, opened it on the computer, screenshotted it, cropped it, and then we were able to add it to these images. So you can do a lot of stuff just by like saving an image from the website and, you know, see like these are the screenshots from the catalog. So, and like see this buff around the edges one? I just screenshotted that part of the catalog and saved it to the hub. And then when she was making the images, well, there's buff around the edges without it, but what's a good example? Okay, Bramble On. So I screenshotted that whole thing with the soap there. And then when she made that thing, she basically, oh, this is actually a really good one to show you guys. All right, let's open this. So you screenshot the catalog, and this is the part that you want to use, right? So this is a lesson on using overlays to get rid of parts you don't want, okay? So overlay, geometric, rectangle, all right? Now, we are literally going to, actually, let's say that we want that cute little background, or those cute little dots as part of our thing. Oh no, we're going to run into that part. So let's just do it just that far. And then we want this black to be the same color as this. That doesn't necessarily mean it's white, because what if that's like a different white, you know, with pixelation and whatever else. So all we really have to do is come over here to this color, and there's this little dropper here. And you're just going to get like close to it, and boom, that makes it like it never happened. Now, oh my gosh, we couldn't get that part without running into here. So we're going to select our overlay that's already the right color, duplicate it. It's too big, obviously, but we can just kind of run it over here, and put it up a little bit because it's messing with our soap pieces. And there you go. Now we have this blank space to write whatever we want in it. And we can even do the same thing. Click on one of these little overlays, duplicate it, come up here and cover this title. So we can, whoa, bigger, where are you? There we go. Cover this title so that we can make our own title. Now let's say you want to be able to type and not have to worry about those overlays moving around, because you know this is all I want from this image. You can come down here to this thing, the layers palette, and the layers palette will actually show you exactly what you've done here. You've got 3 overlay rectangles hidden in your screen, and you've got the background itself. So if you want to combine all of those together, combined, now you can't move those rectangles around anymore. They're just gone. Like they're just in the image. Okay. So that might come in handy for all sorts of things. Like if you're trying to move something around while something else is already like there, you know, you don't have to worry about accidentally moving the wrong thing and then having to be all detail oriented again. So, and you can fix all kinds of things with the geometric overlays. For example, let's say it gives you like major OCD issues that these dots like end right here and they come all the way to the end right here. You can go ahead and put that there. Take this, make it the right color. Boom. Now it's kind of shorter or whatever on both sides. But I mean, I don't know. That was just an example. Like you can just really customize your images in that way. But otherwise, and then let's say you were like, oh, I want to do all this, but I want more room at the bottom here so that I can put my website underneath the soap. Then you can export this image or save it to the hub or whatever, just like it is here. And then you would just open a new blank canvas and then come to overlays, add your own, and either grab it from your computer or your hub and put it on top of that new background. And then you'd be able to change the size of it however you wanted, which actually I'm going to show you because you'll want to do this not just for a picture like this. And you can save a copy. So when I save a copy in my hub like this, it's basically not going to replace that other one that I just stole from so that I can mess with it. It's going to create a new one. So when you look at your hub now, see I've got this edited version, and then if I scrolled down, I would still find that first version. So save a copy if you want to do that. So now I'm just opening this real quick and I'll just delete our unicorn. So let's say you're opening this canvas because you wanted more room. Come over here to overlay, add your own, my hub, this image I already messed with. And now you have all this extra space if you needed it because you were like, shoot, I really want to put my website underneath that soap. And you can size it however you want, or if you just determined that you had needed extra room on top, you can move it over and down. You can move it up so that you've got extra here. So anyway, I hope that this helps. This is essentially a lot of the finagling that I do when I mess around on PicMonkey. So let me know if you have any like follow-up questions to any of this, but you see that it's, you know, it's just a matter of playing with the images. If you want more space around an image, put it on a blank canvas to give yourself more space. If you want to crop something, that's easy enough, you know. If you want to add your picture, like Kylie's whole body was on that one screen, you can totally do that as an overlay. I hope that this was detailed enough, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Love you guys. Bye.